What's up, gang? Second time this week, we're back for some Solana Gaming highlights. So there's a lot of information this week, and I want to make sure I get into it. I feel like there's extra. I'm holding on to a little bit extra from last week, but we're coming into the Christmas period, so I think the games are firing up. Special mention this week, Saturday night, Solana Gaming Saturdays. We've got Chainmyth joining us back on stage to talk about their last month, and also King Lords is going to sit in. He's actually been on our show months ago now, you'd say months ago, and talked about a little bit of what he was trying to build. Critical thinker, really enjoy my time with him and speaking, and I like to have open discourse with him, and it is super awesome. So nothing worth mentioning there. Now let's have a look at the coins. The missus is calling. I better hang up on that. Sorry, missus. Bitcoin still kind of not sure what it's doing. So it's just kind of going sideways at the moment. Solana's been up and down, of course, following that. But have a look at Atlas. Has just been absolutely shit-canned this week. Now, they've got the 2 weeks of Christmas sales, or they've got some special name for it. I've got a bit of a limp one on Star Atlas at the moment, as you would tell from watching any form of our content that we talk about. It is they've been very disingenuous towards the community in the last month. And having an extra 9 ship sales and a necklace and all kinds of things doesn't actually take away from the fact, why they're raising money, put out our bloody minigame, give us our earnings. Now, you can see that's reflected with the rest of the coins going down in value for the month, for the last week and a half or so. Atlas is sitting at 12 cents. I don't know about the arbitrage that's going to be available in the new ship sales, but it's probably something to have a bit of a look at. So already sitting kind of sideways, I'd imagine, at that stage. At now, they've got some really good staking options. CryoWar's been kind of flatlining sideways as well, but special news on CryoWar is that goes to beta testing tomorrow. So the old dog's lucky enough to get one in there. I will be pumping that out and trying to put some footage on that straight away. So going to Android first, I'm super excited. So Geno Pets, obviously we talked about that the other day, again sideways over the last few days. Shill Token, I had a bit of a chat with someone, Swaggerdoodle, in Discord, and we chatted a little bit about the Shill Token. So it's a very funny game project seed. I put it in my top 10. And it definitely deserves, I think, to be in the top 10. What the team's done is the hardest part. Like, are they going to be able to produce a game anytime soon? I think we're ages away from a game, but that's sitting about 36 times value, the shill, on their release. So is it high? All the gaming coins have gone shit hot. Like even looking at DFL at the moment, that's 40 times its opening. So, pretty much everything's going 30, 40 times. Spawns come down a fair bit. Now, they built a bridge, remember, so you can actually get your spawn from Ethereum onto Solana. Audius came down with the rest of the markets, going a bit sideways as well, and a couple extra ones. Now, coins worth mentioning afterwards, we've got Cry, which I'll talk a little bit about Crystal later on. That's what that links up to. Nana, I haven't actually double-checked the price on Nana. That is trading on SOLape, I believe. Let's have a quick look. Stuff it. Let's get that later. MBS, that's Monkey Ball. Yeah, I don't even bother going to look for that. I'm not going to keep that on my radar unless it comes onto this. I check every few days. Ninja, that goes up and down, and I tried checking for the coin here. Ninja's been out for a very long time. I'm not a big fan of the tokenomics on that particular game. That's why you don't hear me talking about it a whole lot. I did mention them on my last video. They had a short for Ninja Pixels, I believe it was, and they've actually got a new clip out regarding their game. Very WoW-like styled game, but being a pay to win, it doesn't really tickle my pink bits. So Cave, SLFT, and Chick. Funny, there is going to be an explosion of gaming coins because lots and lots of things are coming out. So a special tweet that just happened like today, December 8th, this is like in the last 10, 15, oh no, there you go, 40 minutes ago. These are the kinds of things you want to look for on Twitter when you're following through, and you want to actually deep dive some of these threads, because a lot of the threads will have extra information in them that's hidden, and unless you actually spend some time. So Solana Miami Hacker House demos have started, and it talks about them, but I saw one here. Lettercast to build a mobile NFT MMO market economy game during that. So you go on there and you go, holy shit, they got one follower. Who do you think that is? Oh, Barndog. So worth showing here is, while I'm thinking about it, Let's go up to Great Protocol. New games research. I'll put this on my new games review video. This is where we're actually starting to get some work done. I've got Sixon and Sergeant Savage giving me a hand. We are spreadsheeting the shit out of all of these new games, over 65 games to actually review. We're getting some articles written up, Tribe, Soul Sword. There's another one down here about Defi. I was a bit bullish on Defi, and Sixon is a little bit bearish in a way. He's kind of going, keen to watch, see if it develops. If there's a proper game there, it could have legal issues due to gambling. So is it a game or is it a cover for a betting app? They're minting soon, I believe. So that is a thread in the Solana Gaming channel of Grape Discord. So anyone is welcome to come in and join. We will curate the channel. The intention is to keep it so we can see this new stuff, but at the same time, we want to, if people have got games, we're going to have the, it's not up yet, but we plan on getting the spreadsheet up in the next day or two. This shit takes time. I haven't had time to do it now. I've got lads helping me. So it's one of those things where we absolutely need to. So follow these threads. You want to find a few prominent people and follow them and see what they've got coming out, because a lot of these games will message the big dogs, the big Twitter influencers and that kind of stuff. Little Barndog doesn't get mentioned too much yet. I get a little bit here and there, but we want to change that. We want games coming to us first at Solana Gaming. So Soul Chicks is still sitting at 11.5. I'm surprised that's still after the threads and stuff that's had the other day. Aurora's still sitting around 18. Studs haven't really moved, and I'm surprised that studs aren't moving. 9 Heroes was down a fraction. I saw it at 5.7 today. Portals is sitting in the mid-range there. I love Portals. Geno Pets, if you have an egg, you really want to get out and mint that bugger now. I think you've got about 24 hours before that egg. If you don't hatch that egg, it becomes a scrambled egg. No longer good. It's just going to be an NFT. Project Eluune. Now, this is a big one I've been cranking about for a long time. This has been in my top 10 for the last 3 months, including December. I think I've got it at my number 4. This has gone from a 1.9 to Solana in the last week to 3. Based on the announcement that they've got their first NFT drop. I don't believe it's going to be a game affecting NFT. I think it might be some kind of vanity. But it is good news from Eluune. They're starting to do things. They're starting to gear up. They're starting to involve the community. Keep in mind, they only minted 4,444 out of 7,027, and they're going to eventually sell those NFTs. They're likely not going to sell them at 3 Solana. They will likely mint them higher out. But you can still get 3 Solana. That's what these minted for. Doesn't matter if you get a rare or epic. Yeah, there's extra things, but it matters that you play them and you're playing them as a part of a team. Where else? Kaiju Cards 1.3. That's gone up 0.1 this week. Solana Valley. I actually went into Solana Valley today and had a bit of a perusal. They've actually got weekly news. I thought this game had shit the bed and it was a bit of a soft rug. But actually having a look, they've got probably 4 weeks almost worth of Friday updates, if it's Friday. They don't at everyone. I really think they need to at everybody. I did a reach out to, not a reach around, just a reach out to see whether one of the game devs could actually say hello to the old Barndog, and I was going to suggest that, but maybe just do a little bit of research on those. So I bought mine, I think, at around 1.4, 1.7, somewhere around there. I bought mine off the FTM announcement, shilling the game. But it's amazing once you start to work out that people advertise in blockchain gaming as well. So SGF still sitting at 0.1. So there's those. Now this was the spreadsheet where, like I said, this shit takes time to curate and get them ready, and you can see over 58 games there at the moment. They haven't had the new ones added to it. Now, DeFi Land, big announcement from DeFi Land today. Wallet address which have a balance of at least 10,000 DFL or equivalent in LPs will be able to access the private testing. Now, they talk about how they want it to be, there is no cost to test the game. Now, I don't know what version of the game that is. What's this? I haven't seen this. All right, so you've still got your beta accesses. I'm guessing that looks like it's just if you don't have a beta access, because they are still giving them out at their AMAs and that, and it's amazing. Anyone knows, I've loved DFL from the beginning. It was one of the videos that you can see I'm logging in and touching my animals at the moment in a good way, touching them and petting them in a good way. So some alpha this week, Cinder.io. No Discord. This actually looks really cool. Let's see if we can get this on the full screen. Oh, look at that! It's actually almost looks decent for the old barn dog. I don't think it's got sound though. This is a metaverse building. So where the fuck did this come from? Is this cinematic? I don't know. Has really World of Warcraft, early World of Warcraft feelings to it. And Peter Pan, I guess, when you think about that. But Cinder.io, we've put that on our list at some stage. We're going to go and have a look at that. So that they were meant to mint. I think they're behind their schedule already. That's about the best I can tell you. So the webpage looks good. No Discord coming soon. And, you know, I questioned that in my new games review last night. But based on the website and the graphics and that, it looks kind of cool and warrants more of a look in. What do we got now? SLFT. Has anyone ever heard of SOLife? You don't hear me talking about it often because I've kind of put it away and forgotten about it. This is based on the Game of Life board game. It's been produced, I think, by a Chinese company. Their English in communications was they tried to talk to the public, but then didn't talk to the the owners of the original ones. When this first came out, it was 3 Solana, and Solana was $44 each. So I put it in the bank as $120. But even back at the very beginning of my career doing Solana Gaming, I thought the mint price is going to be 4 Solana. And I'm like, well, I'm a Solana maxi, you know, I think Solana's going to go to the moon. And if you're basing that on this, what happens if Solana goes to 200? That was an actual example I used to them at the start. That's $800 compared to the original buyer spending $120. I said it's not going to fucking work. We shouldn't be pinning these games to Solana. I believe they should be going on a USDC, much like Star Atlas. I know who else has done that. Chainmyth did that, but they've got an open sale for their SLFT. If you actually bought an original card, you've got a baby. It was either a boy or a girl, and it's very much like Photo Finish 2, where your baby ages very quickly, and you run through the whole life cycle of a game, winning Solana as the prizes. The graphics looked really cool, but these guys are actually still building. They're dropping a cot for Christmas. So you get the baby cot for Christmas, NFT drop for having it. I was really excited about this, but then I went that old limp. The old barn dog went limp. Let's have a look at Sovana. So Sovana, actually, I had them on stage a week and a half ago at Grape. I really enjoyed the guys. A couple of Perth guys I spoke to, and they are building a metaverse. They've onboarded a few new partners this week. They came into Grape live and pitched a partnership. We didn't, nothing progressed out of the partnership, but not in a bad way. Grape's kind of the central core of Solana, if you think about it. So taking on a metaverse, I think, was maybe just out of the question for now. But these guys are busy building, and if you haven't seen them, you want to have a little bit of a laugh. It was the Bandito one. They did a Bandito release, and the music for it was just amazing. But you can see it's very arcadey. Like, they plan on having places where you can go and do AMAs and all chat in one room. You can watch the live stage together. Body language will be able to show you something without having to put your hand up as well in the stage. You won't be talking over each other as much, all those kinds of things. But the Bandito music, that spun me out. I did love that. Will this zoom in? No. So that's the Bandito bar. And they designed a Grape as a bit of the pitch and stuff. So I do have a lot of love for those guys, and I will be trying to keep in touch. The old dog, it's very hard for me to actually get some time to go and talk to some of these Discords. I'm so busy with everything at stage at Grape and that, it's very hard for me to get these times. This here is a CNN, live CNN, and they actually did an interview and talked about the metaverse, and I don't think it's...
Now, what about a subprime mortgage crisis or the metaverse equivalent? I guess what I'm trying to get at here is, do we have to still remember it might be a new environment, but the same rules apply? So, for example, in real estate. What is the number one rule of real estate? Location, location, location. That's, I assume, the same in the metaverse. Number two, debt. Take on too much debt and your investment can't pay off because your rental income can't make it. In other words, the subprime mortgage crisis. Do we have to ground our meta?
Now, it's very funny seeing Star Atlas link this because I think they were talking about Star Atlas, with which they were not. It's talking about a real estate sold for 4.3 million. We know last week that there was an Axie plot of land sold for 2.4 million. I actually don't know what that plot of land that sold for 4.3. Sandbox is another one. We've seen portals in Solana go really, really big. They boomed quick. Shit, you could have done 300 times your money if you hit a Visions. Absolutely massive. So these sandboxy styled games are going to go absolutely spastic. Mad Vikings, these guys almost made me mint. It's very interesting watching. They're paired up with 3 games at the start. It's an NFT project at its core, but in their Discord, it is amazing. And I really love the fact of how they've tied into the games. I actually found these guys through the fact they did a partnership with Chainmyth. Obviously, I follow Chainmyth. I love the guys. And the artwork is really, really cool. I feel like a bit of a weirdo because, I've been not anti-NFT, but if it's got no utility, I don't want it. But some of these weapons and stuff is super cool. So they did a lot of work. They planned on minting 3,333, but they obviously only sold 800 in the first 1 or 2 days, and they're going to cap at 1,100. After this video, I'm going to go and have a look to see. Another game that's still not sure what they're doing with their Alpha Red, Solana. I'll speak about them a fair bit because their first snapshot's going to happen soon regarding the tokenomics bonus for actually holding the alphas. So I've got several of the Alpha Reds myself. Star Atlas. Now, I had this linked out to see whether I could find their Shipmas bonus NFT. They've released some pictures and stuff for the rescue ship. There was another bombardier. I haven't even watched that. I've gone limp. What can I do? Star Atlas, you shit the bed for us, and we want to we want to love you, but you make it hard. So portals have had a lot of tweaks. They do like a daily update at the moment. They are hot property in the metaverse of Solana, and they are doing lots of things. They're actually going to start, and so it begins. We'll start testing with portal holders this week. I'm not sure how those are determined. I'm going to guess they're going to be a bonus to having been busy and active in their server, and that is super awesome. Good luck to the people testing. Have fun. I can't wait to build my Solana gaming room. What is Solcery? Solcery is a very funny one. I interviewed him way back when I started. Zama was awesome. Russian team building. He's 2IC. He's living in France, I believe, these days. And they're building a, think of it as a pre-metaverse. They're building a platform where they've got a software developer kit of tools available to be able to go out and create a game with zero experience. They'll have all the tools. You'll create the game. You'll make the rules, and then you can put it on there, monetize it, all that kind of thing, and make money from it. So these guys have entered 2 hackathons now, and they've had a lot of paperwork over the last few days, even last week, updating, keeping people getting back in their eye because they've come off the ignition, and they want to make sure they're in people's eyes because they shouldn't be forgotten about. I love them. They talk about their Runic Forge, and what that is that's a way of adjusting not the metadata, but you adjust it via a partnership with Parsec, and we'll talk about that. And on the platform of Solcery, you can then use your NFT in their games as special cards. They've got special partnerships with several Metabays, I think Degen Apes, and there's one of the snake ones. Now, I wanted to see partnership with Parsec happened a few weeks ago. Solcery will implement with Parsec IQ protocol for lending and borrowing NFTs supported in our games. So that partnership allows them to be able to lend and borrow, create things in the Forge. Think of MSol, where you marinate your Solana and then you've got a liquid form of it. Very similar. You're going to forge an NFT and be able to utilize that in other things. But where does this lead with Web3 tooling is Parsec may actually give us something that... I've used the example of Great Protocol has a Nyan hero sitting in the vault. if no one's playing that 9 hero, it's sitting there. It's not gaining value. It might give you a staking bonus. Cool. But by being played, the actual NFT is getting higher in experience. It's leveling up. Its skills are getting better. So it pays for Grape to have that be lent out somehow to grow an experience and upgrade that NFT. Someone could benefit from playing the game. There could be a 50-50 split, blah, blah, blah. But at the moment, there's no tooling available where we can share that without losing control of that asset. So I'm hoping that this leads into something with Parsec. Crystal. Now, I had Soulcry. They've renamed to Crystal. I had him on stage at Grape probably 3 to 4 weeks ago. I'd have to check dates. He did an SDK for coins. It wasn't all of the Solana coins, but they did an SDK for Solana coins. They're talking about setting that up for NFTs at the moment. They're going to be doing a mint soon. I think they're definitely worth mentioning. I'll let you guys go out and check on that. My time is running very short. Project Eluune, they had to mention, obviously, the floor price is pumped, gone up 50%. Now, there was a name for it. It's an NFT drop. It's like something to do. Here, it is the Eye of Illaria airdrop. Illaria. They do weekly AMAs. They're definitely absolutely worthwhile keeping up with. 4 big things for the week. Let's go over those because I don't think I went completely over them. So obviously I've mentioned this. I'm going to have an AMA with Rumble Worlds at, I believe it's 1 p.m. UTC, Friday night for me. And they're going to bring 3 partners on. I'm also trying to get Photo Finish on stage on Sunday. We'll see how that goes. It's very short notice. I've had trouble booking these AMAs with my own personal full-time job. Hopefully I'll get rid of that soon. But I've got Chain Myth coming in and King Lord helping me on the chair. Metaverse is out this week. But 4 big releases this month. We've got Chain Myth. They're going to be going to their alpha testing. I think 10 to 15 people, lucky people, are going to get it. We'll talk about that Saturday night. Cryo War, they go to beta testing. That's right. Your boy's got one. The dog's in there. And that's on the 10th. But on the 10th, they stop Step N beta testing. Closed beta testing. What am I going to do for 10 days? On the 20th, they go to open beta. And then we've got also DeFi Land going to open beta this month as well. I think that's somewhere around the 20th. So shitloads going on in gaming. It's been a really big week. It's been a really big 2 weeks, I think. And I even think next week will be busier because games are going to want to be able to get out that information and stuff before Christmas. People, they want their in your mind, in your heart for the Christmas break and doing things. I've noticed Panzer Dogs did a mint today. I haven't seen the results of it. I talked about that last night. They've got a mini game live. There was another mini game that paired up with, I can find it. Mad Vikings paired up with, let's go and have a look. This was one of the things that I find, like you've got to research. These guys have got 3 playable games. They talk about how they're going to have partnerships with 3 playable games. The Infungibles. The Infungibles. So it's very funny because they've got that little screen on the robot. They can add pretty much any NFT and give it utility. But these guys have got a mini game as well. So plenty of games coming. Everyone keeps saying, when games? When can we? This month, I'm super excited. There's going to be open beta testing. So not everyone's cup of tea is beta, is DeFi Land. But they're going to have some Christmas events, plenty of mini games. It's going to be going. And I think you're going to find Q1 of 2022 is going to be an absolute blinder. But as always, hope I've helped. Hope you've learned something. Thank you, Mother, for the rabbits.